What is going on, everybody? We are back with another reaction video. Thank you so much for joining me today. The support truly means a lot. And to all my new viewers, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. Today, I will be reacting to another highly suggested video. But before we get into this video, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on. Today, I will be reacting to top 10 reasons to move to Canada. I already got my reasons. You ain't got to give me 10. I got about 30. 40. I got so many reasons, man, and especially what's going on now between the US and Canada with the whole tariff situation, man. Yeah, we gonna get into that. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you guys would like a video dedicated to that topic right there. I feel like we really need to dig into that topic, honestly, because this is something that should not be silenced. It's just unacceptable. And me, as an American, I do not agree with it. Canada ain't never did nothing wrong to us. Like, Canada has never done anything wrong to us, and they was never our main issues. When did Canada become, like, our main target? When did this even happen? We buy a lot of our stuff from Canada. We need Canada. So why are we trying to start issues with I'm not going to get into this right now because that's not what this video is dedicated to. I just want you guys to know that I have been thinking about this topic every single day and night, and I just have been gathering my thoughts so I could fully put them all into a video and just give you guys some quality so we could dig into this topic, honestly, because it's driving me insane and I'm itching to talk about it, man. This whole tariff situation is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. And for my Americans who's not really aware of what's going on, you should be. You better be. We're not just specifically speaking about Canada. We're talking about Mexico as well. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you want that video. Because I'm itching to make it, honestly. I'm going to end up making the video anyway and posting it. I just hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm sorry I went on this little rant before we got into this video. Today, I will be reacting to top 10 reasons to move to Canada. Now, let's get into the video. Oh, boy. I got so many reasons, man.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
The true north, strong and free indeed. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 reasons to move to Canada.
With glowing hearts we see thee.
Let me tell you why Canada is one of the strongest countries right now. Canada is so unpredictable. They not harming nobody. So imagine Canada was to just get up one day and be like, let's go attack Turkey. Let's go take over Turkey. Then what? Hey, I think they're gonna execute pretty well, honestly. They be the quiet ones you gotta worry about. The ones who don't be involved in all that drama.
We're looking at reasons
Canada
why you might want to move to the country north of the USA. To some outsiders, Canada might seem like a magical place where beavers outnumber people, it rains maple syrup, and the streets are paved with craft dinner.
We are attempting to attract the giant now with a bowl of craft dinner.
And while Canadians do get a
mac,
chuckle
man.
out of these hilariously exaggerated stereotypes, there is so much more to the country than its semi-aquatic rodents and poutine. So raise your double-doubles and toast the reasons that make living in the Great White North so great.
I am as serious as a poutine shortage in Chicoutimi during a curling bun spiel.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
Number 10. Multiculturalism.
Suffice it to say that we adopted a policy of multiculturalism as opposed to the melting pot of your American model.
Visit any major city in Canada, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, and you'll feel like you're taking a tour of more than just one country. Neighborhoods like Chinatown and Little Italy, and even a Koreatown in Toronto, can be found in those major cities and provide an immersive cultural experience.
Is it me? Or does every city have a Chinatown? Like, over here in the U.S., I'm 15 minutes out from Philly. We got a Chinatown. You go to New York, they got a Chinatown. You go to Canada, they got a Chinatown. Like, wait a minute.
for tourists and natives alike. But
Okay.
every nationality and background imaginable is spread out throughout the cities too. Nothing's absolute, but when it comes down to it, most Canadians aren't afraid of diversity.
In Canada, people don't
Of
care
course.
where you're from. As long as you're friendly and maybe loan them a smoke or hand over a donut.
In fact, in 2015 and 2016, Canada, under Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, welcomed 25,000 Syrian refugees into the country.
Welcome to Canada.
Wow.
Speaking of the PM, Trudeau's cabinet
Y'all over there letting them in. We over here kicking them out.
proved to be the most diverse ever seen in Canadian politics, having an equal number of men and women, some minorities, and even former refugees.
Why was that so important to you?
Because it's 2015.
Number 9. Abundant natural
Perfect
resources.
answer, man.
Did you know that without its freshwater lakes, Canada would actually be smaller than the United States? Or that Canada holds 7% of the world's renewable water supply, the third highest next to Brazil and Russia. That's because the country is known for its beautiful scenery, with too many lakes, streams, rivers, and wetlands to count. Not to mention the fact that the Northern Territories are mostly snow and ice. In addition, Canada has no shortage of gold, nickel, diamonds, lead, and crude oil, which means other countries look to Canada for exports of natural resources, thus helping Canada.
Yup. Like the United States. Where you think we getting our Where you think we getting our oil from?
His economy to thrive. Number 8. It's
Wait,
not
so you mean to tell me that hold on real quick. Cause that's gonna raise the prices of our gas. Is it not? Someone tell me it won't, please. But I feel like it will. Don't let this whole tariff situation get to... Wait, how should I say it? Get to affecting the rest of this country. Listen. Don't let it affect all the people of your country. That's all I'm saying. Don't do that. That's just selfish. Prices are gonna shoot up for everything over here that we gotta get from Canada. Oh my goodness, the prices are shooting up. I gotta pay top dollar for some syrup now, probably.
Not yet overpopulated. Non-Canadian citizens asked to name places in Canada
Everything
will
gonna
come
start
up with
going
well-known
wrong.
cities like Toronto and Montreal, but often know next to nothing about the rest of the country. What might make this difficult is that out of the 36 million or so people residing in the country, only about 2.5 million make up the population of Nunavut, the Yukon, the Northwest Territories, Prince Edward Island, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick. To put that in perspective, there are 13 million people living just in the province of Ontario. The cities may be crowded, but when you think of Canada as a whole, there's still plenty of unused space.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the lesser populated areas further north.
Nunavut is authentic Arctic. It's got a culture that is still thriving.
Number 7. Hockey.
As long as there's ice to skate on, we're at home.
Here's one stereotype that isn't so exaggerated after all. Canadians love their hockey.
You got your can of do's, and you got your can of don'ts. Top shelf right there, number 1. Don't go telling a Canadian you don't follow hockey.
Contrary to the stereotype, not everyone actually plays the sport. But when there's a game on TV, you know what many Canadians will be doing. From the Vancouver Canucks to the Montreal Canadiens, some follow the NHL almost religiously.
Can we watch hockey?
The game's over, sweetheart.
I love it. I keep it 100. I'm not a hockey fan, and I've never watched a hockey game or a hockey match a day in my life. I'm being honest with you guys. That'll be something I have to attend for the one time when I come for a visit. Oh man, I've never actually watched a hockey match live in person or on TV. But all I know is that, man, y'all get down in hockey. I like the rules of hockey, honestly. I thought rugby was crazy. Man, hockey is brutal. I like the rules. You see the ref get the circling around the players. The players get to skating up on each other real slow. Everybody in the stance yelling and screaming and chanting because they know what's about to go down. Both hockey players 1-1 from both opposing teams, both opposing sides, slowly taking off their gloves. They drop their sticks on the floor. They're taking off the helmets. And the next thing you know, ready to rumble. It's amazing being able to experience that in person, though. I mean, he got you against the glass like this. He got you against the glass. Oh, my goodness. Canadians are so nice. But when it comes to hockey, you better not play.
Canadians won, by the way, so you owe me $10.
Canada may be known as a nice and quiet country, but nothing can prepare you to see them after a hockey game is aired.
Oh, yeah.
When a Canadian team loses, riots. When a Canadian team wins, more riots. Needless to say, Canadians take their hockey very seriously.
Quand t'acceptes de jouer pour mes boys, faut que t'ailles le pas tatoué sur le cœur. Puis dans mon livre à moi, les boys qui sont ici, ils l'ont tout.
Number 6. Canada's reputation.
I don't live in an igloo or eat blubber or on a
Lumberjack.
dog sled. And I don't know Jimmy, Sally, or Susie from Canada, although I'm certain they're really, really nice.
Movies and TV shows have a habit of misrepresenting, or at least grossly exaggerating Canadian stereotypes.
You bumped into him, and he apologized and gave you a donut on the hose?
Oh, it's just like home.
And while it's unlikely that you'll see Canadians actually slather maple syrup on everything,
where do you pour the syrup?
Or end every sentence with A, they're hardly gonna hold a grudge over these stereotypes. Because, you know, that's their deal.
I moved here from Canada, and they think I'm slow, eh?
In fact, Canadians typically find rumors that they live in igloos or ride polar bears very amusing, since most have never seen a wild polar bear in their life, and probably never will.
Freaking polar bears. Polar bears? You didn't hear about the polar bear?
This is my
Number
show.
5. Low violence
I'm currently
and crime
watching that
rates.
right now on
Love to leave
Netflix.
my door unlocked when I leave the house. But this ain't Canada.
No one's naive enough to believe that Canada, however friendly, is without violence and crime. There are all too often incidents of theft, homicide, and abductions across the country. But Canada looks like Disneyland compared to crime rates in other countries.
Yeah, true. Very true. But you get this in every place. You can't run from it. There's weirdos everywhere. There is weirdos everywhere.
You guys are the world's leader in handgun violence, your healthcare system is bankrupt, and your country is deeply divided on almost every important issue.
Your cops are called Mounties.
Oh,
For instance, in 2010, there were 554 cases of murder in Canada, compared to a whopping 12,000 or so in the US, around 25,000 in Mexico, and at the top of the
Well,
list.
that's because in Mexico got the cartel, and they be going off.
Brazil, with approximately 40,000.
Oh yeah, Brazil is one of the ones too. It go down in Brazil. I don't want to go to Brazil. People from Brazil watching this video, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am sorry. I got some family in Brazil. I'm only seeing them.
Canada may not be perfect when it comes to violent crime, but what country is? There may be some bad eggs living among them, but for the most part, Canada has no room for hate in its heart.
I forgot you guys don't have that in Canada.
Number 4, balanced politics.
We here in Canada know that America is currently experiencing political discourse. And because of Canada's clean air, friendly nature, good food, and super hot non-bananas prime minister, many Americans have expressed interest in moving here.
Americans often threaten to move to Canada when politics at home aren't going their way, because they think Canadians have it better than they do. They don't know the half of it. For starters, living in Canada could add years to your life, since the life expectancy is among the highest in the world.
Man, get out of here. I ain't nobody trying to hear that. I'm outlive y'all.
Somewhere in the top 10 to 15 at approximately 81 years old, depending on the source. And their Rocky Mountain, fresh Atlantic, warm Pacific, and cool Arctic airs might be contributing factors. Need to take time off after having a baby? No problem. In Canada, you can take almost a year off. though if there are two parents involved, this time would have to be shared, though you'd still be paid over 50% of your salary.
Okay.
Also, Canada is a secular country, giving citizens the freedom to follow their own beliefs and lifestyle choices. Case in point, gay marriage has been legal since 2005, a full decade before the United States.
Now, same-sex partners can marry legally. Love comes in many forms. A victory against hatred.
Like I told y'all, man, I don't take part in that, nor do I care. Everybody has their own opinion, and everybody's free to think what they want, but everybody is not free to say what they want. So keep your mouth shut and say something only if it's nice and respectful. Me, I don't care. Why would I pause it on this moment? I don't care. Like, why would I pause it on that moment right there? Man, I don't care. I'm just saying, if you're respectful towards me and you're respectful towards my morals as a man, and you respect me and you keep that away from me, cool. I respect you as a person too. Yeah. Especially if you're a cool, genuine person. Come on now. That doesn't change anything about you or make you less genuine of a person, should I say. Absolutely not. No. I've met some really cool people. But don't go around just judging, being nasty and rude, like, oh, get away from him. Oh, he like that. Or he like that. Come on now. Americans tend to think that if somebody likes their same gender, like say a man likes another man, all the other men around are going to just assume that that man right there likes them. I bet you every single man thinks that that one man right there likes him because of what that one man believes in and what his morals are. That does not mean he just likes every single man in the world. Like, come on, they still have feelings as well too. Like, what? Y'all gotta respect the LGBTQ community. You have to. You gotta respect people. If you don't respect it, at least if you don't expect the community, at least respect the person as a human being. I can't tell you what to respect. All I know is respect people. I don't care about what you think and how you feel. Look, I got my own life. I got my own things to worry about.
Number 3,
honestly, because it's really a big issue.
Because no other
I got my own life to worry about. I don't care.
Possibilities.
As of 2014, Canada was the 7th most popular destination for international students. Why? Because young people from all over the world travel to Canada specifically to study there.
Diversity is more than just diversity in culture and color. It's more about diversity in interests in Canada. You can literally be anyone in Canada.
McGill University, located in the city of Montreal, is not only one of the top universities in the country, it's also typically ranked within the top 30 universities in the world.
Sweetie, you could still go to McGill, the Harvard of Canada.
Otherwise, institutions like the University of Toronto and of British Columbia are also praised for their excellence. International students mostly spend just as much on tuition as where they came from. But for Canadian citizens, tuition costs are insanely low. Number 2, it's peaceful.
That's why you got to get that full scholarship ride. Oh, yes. I know somebody from my old high school that graduated valedictorian, man. Which school did he go to? Did he go to Yale or Harvard? I don't remember which one it was, but one of those schools wanted him and gave him a full ride. It was either Yale or Harvard. I would give you guys his name so you could look him up. He'll come right up on the school website, probably, but I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to do all that. But yeah, I forgot which school it was, but yeah.
Went okay.
Only one person out of the whole
fault for getting
school
robbed
for
and
years
apologize for wasting my time.
made it. What was it, Harvard or
Canadians
Yale?
are
It's
pretty
crazy.
laid back on the whole, so they'd much rather do their own thing than pick fights with other countries. What's there to fight about anyhow? Canadians are generally a happy lot, and you'd be hard-pressed to find a country with a major beef against the nation.
Hey, I thought you didn't like Canada.
Are you kidding? I love Canada.
Don't get us wrong, the Canadian military is certainly considered world-class, but Canadians grow up in a country where people of different colors, cultures, religions, and sexualities make up much of the population.
More people living in Canada will have family and other close connections in other countries, leading to more international exchanges and relationships.
That's right.
If they have to fight, they will. But peace, kindness, and acceptance are, for the most part, ingrained in them from birth. And Canada tends to focus their energy more on peacekeeping missions than all-out war.
When you go over there, just be nice. They're Canadians.
You're referring to the broad generalization that Canadians are polite?
Yes, I am.
Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Oh, ketchup chips. What's wrong?
What? I like ketchup chips.
Your milk comes in bags.
We use kilometers, we use liters, we use grams, but the height thing never made the transition to the metric system from the old, whatever it's called, system.
Number one.
The imperial system? Talk about the imperial?
Free healthcare.
Doesn't matter. They have free healthcare.
Ooh, not over here.
So the term is rather misleading, since healthcare in Canada isn't free per se.
And this moose receiving a colonoscopy under Canada's fantastic single-payer healthcare system.
What it means is that since Canadians all pitch in towards healthcare through taxes, the cost of healthcare becomes significantly cheaper.
It's times like this, you gotta be glad to be a Canuck.
The specifics of coverage vary between provinces, but as a rule of thumb, they get free clinics, which, sure, inevitably lead to long wait times. But at least those wait times show that people are taking advantage of the system.
Yeah.
In some other countries, waiting rooms are empty because medical attention is too expensive.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Every waiting room I've seen over here in the hospital or, well, in hospitals. Usually in hospitals, the lobbies are packed. But when you start going to private health cares, nah, it's going to be empty in there because they run on appointments, scheduled appointments. But when you get to a hospital, everybody is there. Everybody is there. Yeah, it depends the time too. Sometimes you catch them at a good time, but there's always somebody at the hospital and you always got to wait. Unless it's like a true emergency when you are being rushed in by an ambulance, which doesn't make any sense because how you telling me what I got going on is not an emergency? I get it. The person's coming through the ambulance, but that's just because they called 911 and said, yes, put me in the back of the ambulance. Yeah, it's fine. You got to agree to getting in the ambulance. They can't just put you in it unless it's really that bad. Unless it's really that bad. You don't have a choice. But most of the time, you have a say-so. Or you could just walk right through the door. If you have somebody to drive you to the hospital. I've driven my mother to the hospital a couple times. And they still made her wait. Even sitting there in excruciating pain. They said, okay, can you fill this paper out? Can you fill this out? Who's your health provider? This and that. It'll be a wait. Somebody will be out to help you, miss. I mean, man, like, do you not see her in pain? She's sitting here going crazy. She's struggling. You handed her a clipboard. Can we get a wheelchair? Can we get a seat? Can we get somewhere to go? Can we get a bed? Can we get some water? Can somebody come over here and ask if we are okay? Like, she was in excruciating pain, and I had to bring her to the hospital, and I'm like, man, we should have went through the ambulance. I was like, you sure we'll call the ambulance? She's like, no. So, look, I got us there quicker than that ambulance would. How much you want to bet? Play by my mama, boy. So I got us there quick. Quicker than that ambulance.
There's also limited coverage for vision and dental care.
If we give up our dental plan, I'll have to pay for Lisa's braces.
But what it really boils down to
And they're
is
expensive.
that in Canada,
I had Invisalign.
the country's health is in the hands of its citizens, who are therefore able to get the care they deserve for next to nothing.
Man, those Canadian doctors bandaged me up, reset my jaw, put my shoulder back in its socket, and they didn't even bill me. Idiots.
Do you agree with our list?
Hey, you see, he always talking that junk. He always got something to say, man.
I don't suppose you'd want to move to Canada.
What's your favorite thing about Canada? For more informative top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
I don't know, man. I've been hearing about a lot of Americans transitioning over to Europe and Canada. How do you guys feel about that? Sooner or later, Europe will be Americanized, and sooner or later, Canada will be. Oh. I'm not going to wish that on you guys, honestly, because if I move there, not even move there, I want to visit. When I visit, I don't want it to be Americanized. I want to get that true Canadian culture. So I got to escape all the tourists. It's bad enough it's a lot of tourists all around there traveling. Now I got to deal with the Americans that transition over from America to Canada? Absolutely not. If you watch this video, you Americans, stay in America. You already born and raised here. You used to it. Stay here. If you could visit these countries, but stay here. And if you're going to move and transition, at least learn about that country. Learn about their laws. Learn about what you're going to get yourself into before you go there. Learn about the issues they got going on before you go there. Don't be ignorant. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today to watch this amazing video. The love and support truly means a lot. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and turn all post notifications on. Feel free to spam my comment section and spam that suggestion link down below in my description if you would like to recommend some of these amazing videos for me, myself, to react to. Once again, it's your boy Strac Views clocking out with another reaction video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe.